Hey everybody, Zach Nordike with you, and we've got another great episode of Zero to a Million. I have the great fortune of being the founder of Evergreen Learning Center. We've taken this really incredible journey from zero to a million, and I want to share some of my learnings because it has been quite unique going down this pathway. So if you are operating a business and you're hoping to take it from zero to your first $1 million in annual revenue, I hope you find some of the things that we share helpful. So let's hop in today and talk about this. So this is the first part of a two-part series, and it's really centered around this particular tip. Read Verne Harish's Scaling Up, okay? I have the great fortune of being in Entrepreneur Organizations Accelerator Program, and we use Verne's book, Scaling Up, as kind of the foundational text for our learning days. One of the learning days that we have is all about strategy. In today's part one, we are going to talk about a few pieces that I picked out of Verne's Scaling Up that have been kind of things that have helped us grow, strategies that have really made a big impact on our organization. I don't want to act like this is a very thorough representation of the strategy section. There are many layers and components to it, but I picked out a few concepts from the text that have been of paramount importance to us in our growth journey. The first concept is critical number. Critical number is the number in your business that really drives growth. It is most likely something tied to how you generate income for your operation. Our critical number is the amount of hours each week that our clients do. Every hour equals income that's generated. And if we look at the hours on a weekly basis, okay, it's really giving us a very zoomed in indicator of the health of our business. If the hours are high, it lets us know that more than likely the clients are really enjoying the services that they're receiving, and our revenues should be up. And also because our team members get compensated when they put these hours in, their incomes are up. So you've got likely happier clients, you've got more income coming into the business, and you've got more income for the team members that are contributing and serving those clients. So that's our go engine, our weekly hours, right? Do I think it's easy to identify this critical number? Absolutely not. I run an organization that has a lot of moving parts, or it feels like a lot of moving parts to me. And it's so easy to get overwhelmed. Every day we have challenges and opportunities that really can be, it can be inundating, and inundating in good and challenging ways. We might have personnel challenges. We might have marketing campaigns that are fizzling out. We might have sales and revenue targets that are just, missed. We might have regulatory issues. Who knows what the unending gambit of problems could be. That will take you away from your critical number, being really locked in and focused on something very nuanced, right? So operational issues can take us away. Also, we have stuff on the positive end. What if you're in a line of business like, I don't know, what if you have a breakfast cafe and you think we could also offer lunch? We could start doing a lot more advertising to drive our Postmates and our DoorDash delivery. There's so many great opportunities we have sometimes as business owners that we start spreading ourselves very thin, and we're always working towards all these new opportunities. So we have things that pull us away from focus on both the day-to-day issues. Surprise, business owners, there's a lot of those. I know no one is caught off guard by that. And there's a lot of opportunities. But being able to hone in on this critical number is of utmost importance for your growth and your consistent growth, right? We sometimes luck our way into growth, but if we want consistent growth, it comes off being narrowly focused. And you're going to find that to be a theme today as we go through this material. Your critical number has to be one that moves your needle. And what do I mean by that? It's a critical number that when whatever activity is associated, it puts money in your account, it leads to you being able to bring on more team members, it leads to likely more customer satisfaction, more things getting made, more of whatever. It is a engine that when you're measuring, it shows the health of the business across many categories, but it's likely putting more income into your business's account. So be very diligent about that. One way I can suggest finding your critical number is think about the 5 to 7 numbers that you're constantly reviewing to basically see how the business is performing, right? We all have things that we use as a measure to say, oh yeah, business is going great, or ooh, we need to start fixing some things. Think about those 5 to 7 things you may be measuring now and try to eliminate, chop, distill, get rid of numbers that you don't think directly drive the growth of your business. And again, when I'm saying growth, I mean, what is it that is leading to money getting put into your business account? Okay. What is that? What is that specific activity that when you do it, that generates income? And maybe you have many, but like, what is the biggest key driver? How can that be encapsulated in one number? Find it. And here's why. Here's another reason why, outside of it's really important for you to know it. When we're talking with team members, they don't have to watch over all facets of the business oftentimes, not always. Maybe you have an operations person that does have to look over many different facets of the business. Most of the folks that are going to be working alongside us don't care about the same numbers we care about as operators, simply because it's outside of their responsibility. It might impact them, but it might not be of critical importance to them. A friend of mine told me numbers numb, okay? And I think that that's true when you overload people with numbers, and especially ones that are outside of their control, outside of their, something that they can, that directly impacts them. When you find the critical number, it is easy to preach that, and it doesn't become as numbing, right? If we're saying weekly hours every week to our team, if we're incentivizing around it, if we're having parties around it, if we're having learning days around it, whatever we're doing, it is helping not say these 10 things need to get done, but this one thing is of paramount importance. Let's keep talking about it. Let's keep making it better. Let's keep thinking about it, putting it front of mind, right? The fewer things we give people to do, the better they typically do them. So get narrowly focused on this critical number so you can have everyone rowing the same direction and totally and fully comprehending why it's so critical. Less is better. Anti-brand promises fall along the same lines. And I'm going to tell you, this is so hard. I really find myself, even personally and professionally, I like when people are happy. I like when we can kind of go the extra mile and do things in a very customized way. Often that is not the best strategy for growth, right? For our organization, we operate and do a lot of things in the mental health space. Mental health can be covered in a variety of ways. Individuals could privately pay for those services. They could use private insurance. They could use Medicare, or they could use Medicaid. We have made a very hyper-focused effort to only work with clients that have Medicaid coverage. While we acknowledge that we could probably be a bigger business if we took all forms of insurance, we want to focus in on a very specific avenue, a very specific lane. When you choose to serve a particular demographic and not serve other demographics, it can feel like you're not being accommodating as a business owner. Often when we open our doors, when people want to give us money, we want to just, yes, somebody likes this. Everybody out there, we're going to serve everybody. It's a natural human thought, especially if you're a caring person. But what you realize when you want to get to a higher scale, a greater level of efficiency, actually to do a better job at serving people, which I think a lot of our underlying drive, that's what it centers around. It's to not serve everyone. I'm going to give a quick example. What if you had a printing company, right? You printed materials. You could be a printer who printed everything from t-shirts to coffee mugs to notebooks to water bottles to business promotional materials, you name it. You could be printing and running all these different print presses. That's one option. Or you could say, hey, we're printers. However, we focus only on doing large scale printing of business cards with rounded edges and glossy paper. Okay. Why would you do this? You want to be the very best to a very narrow audience. Your strategy is not to serve everyone, but if someone's looking for a specific type of business card on a specific type of paper, you are going to be the best. You might charge the most, but you're going to have terrific customer service. You're going to have the best fonts, the best graphics, the best design, the best delivery times, whatever it is. But you are not going to have, if somebody comes to you and says, oh, I'd love if you had t-shirts. I'd love if you had water bottles. I'd like if you could print banners. You'll say, no, thank you. We really love that you want that. And maybe you'll check out this competitor. You're so confident that the narrow niche that you provide is so good, so excellent, that you will literally turn away business and share a competitor with them because you are going to play in a very narrow lane, but be the absolute best. As a person that wants to really do a great job serving as many people as possible, that is such a hard thing to internalize. But if you can find the narrow avenue that you want to play in, and maybe that's the wrong word, that you want to serve, right? You're going to end up doing a much better job in the long run. Your team is going to be much more honed in on how to be great at what they do. They're not going to need to specialize in 800 things, just one thing and be super good at it. You're going to feel less stressed because every single day you're going to know what it takes to be good and what you aren't going to do. And that hyper focus almost always leads to larger scale, because instead of making 100 different contingency plans, you're concentrating on the same variables day in and day out, refining, getting better, and being able to deliver the best possible experience to those you serve or the industry that you're in. I know the anti-brand promise is scary, but we have to know as much about what we want to do and who we want to serve. We also have to put that same energy into who we're not going to serve. We cannot be all things to all people as badly as we want to. That was a hard lesson for me to learn. I'm still in the process of learning it. But if you want to really get the scale, laser focus by knowing your critical number is so important. Having an anti-brand promise, who will we not serve, is so important. And I know it sounds a little bit negative. It feels a little myopic. But by making this really intentional, focused choice, you are going to serve more, serve better, and make more income for your business than if you're going more broadly. Hard lessons that I had to learn, but focus is the pathway forward. I cannot wait to share our part 2 to this video. I hope you found these ideas and lived experiences helpful. Until next time, be well. Thanks so much.